Well, we're going to go as we are live, and welcome back to episode 8 of Only Panels. I am back. I was away the other week when Mike and Aaron from Anchorholics had their chat. It was a good chat though, Michael, wasn't it?
It was a really good chat, actually. It was even better without you. But it's great to have you back.
I am, and I'm back. And then, Michael, I believe you've been away on holiday this last week. What have you done?
Yes, I actually ventured off to the States, and I think we will talk about that in more detail, my disappointment of New York and the lack of solar. But that's a topic for another day. Yeah, I didn't see one panel. I think so.
More importantly, we have got a special guest tonight, and that is Adam from SOTA Electrical. So,
thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys. Pair of legends.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, I'm a legend in my own house. So, Adam, what we got you on tonight to talk about is basically your career in the electrical industry, as well as more lately social media, as you are becoming not only an electrical influencer, a fitness influencer. Oh, and barista, sorry, part-time barista also.
Oh yeah, let's not forget that.
That's priority. Coffee's priority.
Coffee is king.
Every good day starts with coffee.
So yeah, where did you roughly start then in the industry with your journey into it before getting to where you are now?
Sure. So basically, I started over 20 years ago when I just basically come out of school and done the traditional sort of electrician's apprenticeship route. I was fortunate in the position where my mum worked for an mechanical company called Lawn Stewart, a large company. Some may know it and some won't.
I know Lawn Stewart.
Do you? Interesting. How do you know Lawn Stewart?
There's a Lawn Stewart that does a lot of house bashing for both electrical and plumbing around here.
Interesting. See, I was never on the domestic side of Lawn Stewart. I didn't even know there was one. No,
there's a commercial arm as well, though, isn't there?
That's what I was on, yeah, the commercial side. So that's where I started. It was really walking in that office one day and I got asked if I wanted to be a plumber or a spark. And the guy I was chatting to, he used to be a spark. So that's what I done. And it was as simple as that.
Financially, you made the wrong choice.
Definitely.
But then obviously you have now expanded on that and you have gone massively into EV charging, is I think where you do a lot of your electrical work now, isn't it?
Yeah, basically. I do also a lot of other, especially commercial electrical work still, but that's quite harder to film. And obviously what you guys see of me doing is the EV charging things. It's easy to film. And also I'm in the unique position where my work is generated through the social media. So I only show everyone on social media the kind of work that I am trying to attract.
Through there, which makes sense.
Exactly. And for me, I enjoy installing EV chargers. I know people say it's quite repetitive, but the jobs that I end up with are not, because I tend to face the more challenging installations for sure. Yeah. And I just have that unique experience of meeting really nice people. And I found that my client base who come through the social media, generally they're top tier clients. You just have a better experience rather than before if you're trying to like compete with other tradesmen on Check a Trade and they're getting three or four quotes. And then, you know, you're turning up to a stranger's house and they can be a little bit uncomfortable with you. They don't know who you are. When you generate your work through social media, which to me is absolutely key now, everyone should be doing it. You've already got a rapport there and customers feel like they know you and they're comfortable with you in their house.
It's really funny you say that, because the customer that we've just finished his solar install for today found us through our social media and our, in comparison, tiny little YouTube channel, like, comment, subscribe. And he said, yeah, it's like I already know the person before you even step foot in the door. And even down to little things like on our website, we have our tea and coffee orders on the Meet the Team page. And it's like, oh, Dan, milk 2 sugars. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's like you say, having that rapport with customers before you step foot into the house, you're already 99% won the job almost before it even comes to competing on price or quality of service. So I can fully get behind that of social media and having a rapport with customers.
Oh,
And then
definitely. I mean, I had that actually. I went to one of Sam's jobs the other week, and they said, "Oh yeah, we know you. You're on Mark's videos."
yeah, you're everyone's videos.
Yeah, I'm in yours. I'm on yours again today. That job you've
You
just
were
finished,
on our
actually, that
team
was
today.
there.
Yeah, you started that job with us. So, yeah, it's been really interesting watching you do a lot of car charging. I think one of the big things that I wanted to talk to you about, obviously being a bit of a renewables and only panels and solar PV and battery podcast and talk, was how are you finding integrate, because it's a big question that comes up to probably Michael and myself a lot, is how do I integrate solar PV and batteries with my EV chargers, and what issues have you come up against that? Have you been and maybe installed a charger onto somebody's house that's already got battery and it is started to drain their house battery into their car battery?
So look, I have been in a situation where generally, again, because of this uniqueness, my client base generally, I would say, is also 50 years and plus. And I was going to talk to you about this because I found a lot of the people that I speak to, my customers generally, who have not got solar, and I ask them about solar if they're looking into getting battery and solar, and the common response I get is, I don't think I'm going to get my money back within my lifetime, basically.
Is that because of the age of the customer?
Yes.
Then yeah.
And I was wondering, a bit more into, I was going to ask you guys a little bit about that. So like, if you are in that sort of age gap of 50, 60 plus, is it really worth that outlay of the solar and battery? Is it really worth it?
I think that's a good one for you, Dan, actually, because I've seen it that a lot of the customers we install for, they want it because they want to do the right thing. They like the tech, but on a payback time, you never ask for a payback on a boiler. So
No.
it's a good question.
No, so I think I've got a good answer for that one then. So the survey that I've just completed before coming and sitting back in the office was actually for a 90-year-old gentleman. And he's 90 and he's, unfortunately, he probably will, if he lives to 100, he probably will see his money back. However, the average payback time for me on a 3.68 kilowatt system with, say, 10 kilowatt of hours of storage and maybe 10 panels bird meshed up, your payback time on that is somewhere going to be roughly 9 to 10 years.
Okay.
Now, if you are in the age bracket that Adam is talking about, where you are, say, 50, you should see that return on your investment before retirement. That system is also expected to last on that roof for 25 plus years. So instead of seeing it as a way of return on your investment at the age of 50, why can't you spin that slightly and say, actually, it's an investment into my retirement, whereas I am at the minute earning money and it is going to save me money after my retirement, that I am not dipping into my pension fund to pay gas and electric. So I'll take your point of, you will see your money back within 10 to 12 years on a good sized solar system. But instead of seeing it as a return on your investment, why don't you see it as a return on your pension and an investment into that pension and your future onto your property?
I think that's a really good way of looking at it, to be honest, and certainly not something that I've thought about because, obviously some people do struggle as they get older with the whole pension side of things and the cost of living and that side. So actually investing in solar and battery storage in that sort of age gap that I'm talking about is very much worthwhile then, from what you're saying.
I would have thought so. Like I say, if it pays for itself in 10 years and you retire at 65,
you've reduced your bill at that point, haven't you? When you need it.
So if we can offset your electricity bill by 50%, there's 50% come retirement that you haven't got to find and pay for.
Yeah. I sort of like diverted a little bit from your question there, so I apologise for that.
No, it's good, yeah.
But going back to the whole battery solar integration situation, generally, I seem to be installing my EV charger before the solar's been installed. So I sometimes get a phone call saying the battery is, that the car is taking all the battery energy. And then I speak to them, and I'm not as familiar with all of the systems like you guys are, but generally my guidance is I'm pretty sure that GivEnergy have like a system where you can schedule when the battery discharges and doesn't discharge, and you need to charge your vehicle if it's an overnight tariff, for example, because that's when I tend to find that this problem's happening is they're using like an overnight cheap tariff, and they want to fill up the battery, not discharge it during in that cheap period, and also charge the vehicle. So as far as my knowledge goes, and my advice would be, is to schedule the battery not to discharge during that overnight cheap tariff where there's a demand on the load side of things, such as the vehicle charging. That way you can use your cheap energy tariff to fill the battery and also fill the battery in your car.
Yeah. And generally, to be fair, that's what I do. That's how I have mine set up. There's a few quirks with that, whereas Intelligent Octopus then decides to schedule the car throughout the day, maybe.
Yeah.
So you've got to watch out for those sort of things. But there are...
That's interesting, yeah.
Just going back to that, one thing I have noticed is I have a Zappi at home, and I have my export limit on my Zappi turned all the way up to 10 kilowatt. So my eco charge on my Zappi no longer works.
Okay. Yeah.
So my PV generation and export at home is worth 15p. We can buy that electricity into our car in an evening at 7. So I've actually used the Zappi, and it's the only one that I know of that you can change export limitations on. Stand corrected, Adam, you might know of another brand, because a question that I have that isn't on our list is coming up. Is the only one that we can change the export limitations on, and kind of use them settings as kind of manufacturer deep settings to kind of mitigate some of the cars starting to catch export, and then battery systems seeing that car as a load, or a toaster essentially, and then basically going and chasing each other until the battery's discharged itself completely into the car.
That's quite clever, actually. I've not thought about it that way.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that is good. And to be honest, that is the one good thing about the whole energy system, is how you can do things like that, can't you? And other systems can't seem to do that.
No. I mean, if you were, say, to go to somebody's house and they had a SIG battery system, because obviously SIG is very popular on the market at the minute in the renewables world, would that steer you maybe towards a SIG charger, so it all works in that same ecosystem? A bit like the Zappi and the Libby can, or maybe if it was a GivEnergy battery, would it steer you for the EV chargers to maybe a Give
so
charger?
Matching brands, would you tend to look at matching brand?
I haven't been asked that question by a customer yet. So I am yet to have a customer who I've been put into that position. So if anything, that's a great question for me to ask you on what you would recommend. Stick with the integration.
He's the first guest that keeps turning the tables, Michael.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I like it. Put the spotlight on you, Dan. But no, I think I was going to go into something there. That's actually probably quite good. On your marketing avenue is bringing you in at a different point to probably our marketing avenues. Your customer is very much focused on the EV, the EV charger, and they probably haven't even made that consideration of the solar and battery. Yeah,
I've always said it for the last 5 or 6 years of 6 years of doing renewables. EV charger and EV charging apps are the gateway drug to battery and PV. Because as soon as you put that app in that customer's hand, they can go, I'm using how much electricity?
Yeah.
They can see it all of a sudden.
Definitely. And
it's the gateway drug.
It is. I had a classic example today where I installed a Hypervolt, and I stood outside with my client, and we were looking, and I was showing the flow of energy going to his vehicle, and on his phone it was a ping, and it was his wife saying, "How much?"
It's gateway drug.
It really is, and that's where like we roll back to what I said earlier about my customers haven't got to the solar bit yet. what's happened, the scenario that's occurred is they've gone, I'm getting an electric car, or the company, they're giving me an electric car now. How do I charge it? Right, where do you look for that information? You go on Google, and then also you go on YouTube, second biggest search engine in the world. Go on there, find Mr. SOTA, gives me a call. Happy days, that's that bit done. Then after that, they realise, oh, actually, this costs this much to charge at home. I wonder how I can save money doing that. In comes the solar.
Yeah, later on. Yeah.
And then it goes on to, oh, hold on a second, I'm exporting how much electricity? Well, I don't want to export that. I want to save that. And then in comes the battery, obviously.
Yeah. So do you have many customers then ring you from that point, or do you think they ring someone else
For the solar?
Yeah.
Generally, I don't advertise for solar. Simple as that. I don't get solar inquiries. I have had people ask me in the past if I'm looking at getting into it and would I do it, and I've just simply said no. I'm not looking to expand into that field. I know some excellent other guys who deal with that.
Yeah, I think there's a good argument for being niche, and to be honest, I don't get involved in the EV chargers unless it's part of the battery and the solar install, and I've been asked to put it in as part of that. I won't, to be honest, I wouldn't necessarily entertain an EV first lead, really.
Yeah, and for me, like I am going on. For me, it's the whole MCS thing for the solar. It just seems like too much of a headache for me on my own trying to deal with all of that. So I know other people do it, but I think for, I've done solar installs with other companies. And I am going to say this, that it's not rocket science. And I don't understand why the whole thing's been complicated so much with admin.
Oh, yeah, totally. I've had a moan again about MCS this week. I don't think they're the people to spearhead our industry anymore. I think they've lost touch with the actual installers. And they're promising this new scheme, which is more installer focused, but we're yet to see it. And until we do...
I've also got another interesting question for you guys, if you're up for it. So, I watched a video, and this was about renewable energy in Germany. And I don't know if you've seen this yet, but they're starting to bring out DIY solar installations.
Balcony solar is the nickname. Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on that?
UK legislation has been very tough on that, hasn't it? That's why it's not really made an appearance here, although I would say Solar and Storage Live, I think we will see a bit more of that. Plug-in solar is called it.
Yeah, Anchor are, I think, the global leader in balcony storage, aren't they? And obviously they have their export over here, which we've just done all the training videos for with them. We actually have one. It's an Anchor system that's on this office. I think DNOs and G99s and G98s will stand in the way of balcony storage. But at the same time, I still think it will happen on a DIY scale.
Yeah. I think big scale. The problem is I think is the connection. It's you're then getting people to do DIY electrical works, which obviously the likes of NIC, NAPIT, etc.
Won't do anything about.
No champion.
Yeah.
But we're going to see more of it. Yeah, the manufacturers are pushing it. They want to sell more product, so we are going to see more of it. I mean, I think there was a bit. I'm going to say it was Solar and Storage. Munich, was it where you were, Dan? Was there lots there?
It was all over into solar.
Yeah, it was solar. That was all.
I think we'll see it. I don't think we'll see it as a mass rollout from the likes of myself, Mike, Mark Allison, Sam at Oval. I don't think we'll see it at that kind of scale. I think that'll be years in the future. I think we're most likely to see vehicle to grid before we see that. And I still don't think that's going to be anytime soon, in all honesty.
No, I think you're more in the know with that, Adam. Have you seen much? Many of your customers asking about it?
Do you know what? I've had a couple of interesting. I've had one customer who's asked me about the vehicle to grid, and he was, what I tend to find is a lot of my customers, they've tried to work things out themselves before they've come to me.
Yeah.
And the scenario, the scenario that he come up with, basically what I was trying to explain to him was that the way that he was trying to do it, there was no electrical protection whatsoever in any way, shape or form. There was no like RCD protection. I was explaining about how we're going to have to, you know, sort out the earthing arrangements for this. It wasn't as simple as putting a commando socket on the outside of his house and then just wiring it up to his consumer unit. It wasn't as simple as that.
And I think that what you're talking about there is the exact reason why we won't see balcony storage or balcony solar anytime soon.
Yeah, it's same sort of thing, isn't it? It's that DIY connection. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there will be people that mess around with enthusiasts, you know, and you know, you'll get these sort of what I call camping batteries, and attach some panels to it, and then some of those, I think the EcoFlow one used to. I think they've stopped that one actually now, but you used to be able to plug back into your house. You know, and I think regulation got hold of that. And
I mean, obviously we've as DMH have now also moved massively into heat pump installs, so we can offer the full decarbonising package. And it's like boiler manufacturers putting hydrogen ready on boilers. That boiler, in its life, will never see hydrogen. It will never see hydrogen. The same way that people putting vehicle to grid on their charger, in that charger's life, I can't ever see it seeing vehicle to grid.
Yeah, there's too many components to it, isn't there?
There is too many components, and then also it goes back to, you know, when we I remember when I was first getting into the EV charging point installs, and I was looking for guidance from the likes of like NAPIT, for example, and I was quizzing them and asking questions, and they didn't have the answers for me. And I'd done exactly the same with the vehicle to grid, and it's very sort of much like we don't really know yet. So there's no sort of like firm guidance or anything on how this should be done or should not be done, is there?
No, it's all untested really, and that's.
I mean, we're seeing it more and more, especially where I am around here, in the sort of North Yorkshire, County Durham area, Teesside, that DNO's Northern Power for us are placing
go back
more
to
and more, episode 4, more and more export limitations on our PV installs, and I see it as a way of them now trying to get ahead of that ball of more customers and leaving more capacity on their network for more exports. So even stuff like 5-6 kilowatt installs, they're now starting to place, for us at least, export limitations down to 3.68.
Would you think it's going to come to a point where customers will be charged to export? Because that's happening in Australia.
Yeah.
It is happening in Europe. I know it happens in Australia as well, doesn't it?
I think that's what Adam was just saying. Yeah.
In this country, I think if it does, it'll be seasonal. I think is a more sensible way of looking at it. So maybe if we look at June, July, August, when there's a lot of solar, then maybe it would be sensible to say, right, you're paying us to use that, or because we don't want it. There's too much of it on the network. However, deepest depths of winter, maybe they could pay that point to, and we're already seeing it with battery tariffs, that it'll take control of your battery. I know GivEnergy have one. Tesla power plant, I think, is back in action, isn't it, with Octopus?
It seems to be coming back,
where
making an appearance.
Octopus can take control of your battery, and at times of high demand can pull electricity out of it. So answer to the question is no, is yes, really. However, I don't think it will be as straight cut as no, we're now charging you for export. I think it will be a much more dynamically managed thing.
Isn't that crazy that it's even a consideration though? The fact that, you know, you're encouraged to generate your own electricity, you know, it's encouraged to be green, and then potentially you're going to be charged to be green.
I think it's like any commodity, isn't it? Because essentially, Jamie Clayton will tell us that electricity is only a commodity, and essentially it is a luxury to have. Is it not like trading any commodity and buying and selling create over demand? Over demand, it costs you more. Create too much of a product, you struggle to sell it.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, we're already seeing days where we've got too much generation, aren't we? You know, where Octopus are telling us to charge our cars and have free electricity for 2 hours and get
Yeah, I love
basically
that.
got everything on. Yeah, I bet you do. Yeah.
Do your customers ask you about stuff like that, Adam, about what tariffs they need to be on, and or do you kind of say no, stand back from that and go, I'm only here to kind of install it rather than offer advice on
No,
energy tariffs?
so my first question really to my customers is, who is your energy provider? That's my number one question.
Yeah.
So, you know, from that point onwards, I can work out what EV charger is going to be suitable for them. And if they don't like those, then if their vehicle ties in, we'll integrate with the energy provider instead. So, and then once we've got down that sort of road, then yes, I talk about obviously the tariffs that are available. I try not to be too much of a salesman. It's not really my thing. I'm just trying to guide them in towards the charger that's going to,
Meanwhile,
Right. Yeah.
you know, work the best and be the overall sort of like the charger that's not going to not work with one provider if they switch.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. It's not locked. To,
Meanwhile, I'm dishing out my Octopus referral link left, right, and centre. I'm like, what's the face for it? Is it Ellen? You can have a referral link. You can have a referral link.
Do you come across many issues DNO wise when you're at that initial stage?
Not really, to be honest. You know, I've got a pretty solid relationship with the local DNO actually, and I've got a guy that I deal with. The only issue I really come across is the loop supply issues, and even that seems to be sort of like
unloop them for free now, won't they?
Yeah, that's happened, you know, for a long time here anyway, the free unlooping, but also I found now that I'm gaining permissions to install EV chargers on loop supplies as long as we've installed that load curtailment and limited the supply down. And if like, because there's such a backlog as well in my area that if, you know, people just simply can't wait 4 or 5 months if they've got a car on order, you know, they want their charger.
Yeah, they want the charger, yeah.
Yeah, so we're in that situation where we can limit that, and then if it needs unlooping, that can be sorted out and agreed
behind, and sort it. Yeah, that's good because we come up against challenges with the DNO every install, nearly, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I squeak with joy when it's a G98. I don't have to deal with them other than tell them that it's been done.
I've done it. Yeah.
Yeah. And especially with the, you know, here anyway, as long as it's the key thing. Like I won't install a charger without that load curtailment, without that CT clamp. I'm not installing it because as long as you can.
I can't think of one that hasn't really got it now.
There's a few, but they also need power. So I believe like the easy charger.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, are you talking like a EM115 meter?
You need to install one of those, wouldn't you?
Yeah, okay. So that's a bit like the GivEnergy one if you've not got a gateway in or a GivEnergy product.
Yeah. So there are a couple of chargers out there. Zaptec, I think, is another one. More and more aren't.
Zaptec are quite commercial though, aren't they? For like car parks and stuff. Am I right in saying that?
They are. They have a domestic market as well, though.
Right.
But I suppose. It's just one of those things for me, you know. I also get customers who have found a charger themselves from God knows where, and then you look at it and you're like, no, I'm not installing that for you. You need to send that back. Definitely.
You drive past a week later and it's there on the front of the house.
Plug on it, 13 amp plug.
It's a flex through the letterbox. So I think my biggest question that I'm going to ask you then, so we've kind of discussed chargers, your favourite brand of chargers. It's Wednesday today, isn't it? Yes, it is Wednesday.
It is,
yeah. This time next week, my pickup will be going, and I will be the maybe proud owner of a new EV in the company. Now, I am toying with which 3-phase charger, and I think I asked you this question on the phone last night, didn't I, Mike?
You did.
Which 3-phase charger do I put on the front of our office that can do solar divert and have a password or RFID tag? Because I know which one I'm going to lean towards, and I want to see if you've got the same answer.
I am trying to think if my favourite charger does RFID. I cannot, for the life of me, remember.
I certainly can't think of many that do it. Or
No.
do all three of them, 3-phase and, yeah.
3-phase, has to be 3-phase 22 kilowatt, do solar divert, and able to be PIN or RFID card protected. And the only one I can think of is Zappi.
I knew you were going to say that.
He's determined to find another one, though.
Yeah, I was reckoning going for it.
Yeah.
I am. I may
think there is, but if anyone knows, put it in the chat now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What charger should I install next week for my? I've ordered a Tesla. Outside on the front of our building, and it has to meet them 3 criteria: be 22 kilowatt, do solar divert, and be able to be PIN or RFID card protected.
So, are you a big fan of the Zappi then?
So we as a business, if I get asked to install a charger, we will either go Zappi or Hypervolt.
Yeah.
They are my go-tos.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big believer in know 1 or 2 products and stick with 1 or 2 products where you know the foibles. Like when I was talking about being able to up export limitations and stuff like that. However, if we are, say, installing a power wall and a gateway, then I would actually be slightly tempted to lean towards the Tesla wall connector. Because it'll then, because the Tesla wall connector, if it's installed with a power wall and a gateway, will then do solar divert. And it is one app on a customer's phone, the same way that if we're doing a SIG install, battery and inverter, I would then lean towards SIG's charger. So because I get all the ones that come to us for only charger, then yes, I lean towards Zappi, and I have done a couple of the glows, and actually I quite like the glow. I think it does have a place in the market opposed to the 2.1. We normally are then steered by which product we are installing for solar and battery.
There you go.
Yeah, Connor was actually saying in the chat there's no RFID on the Zappi. I actually can't remember. Is it?
No, there's not.
It's not on the Zappi, but it's PIN
There's
protected.
PIN codes. Yeah.
PIN. So PIN or RFID. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The SIG charger is RFID, but obviously then you need the SIG for it to. Well, I don't know actually. Could you install?
No,
the
you
SIG
can install it the same way a meter, like is it Zaptec that Adam was on about?
Yeah, but I don't know if it would solar. I don't think it wouldn't solar balance off someone else.
No, it would, because it's the export through the meter.
I would. So you could put a SIG charger, maybe.
I mean, I am trying to get a Anchor one. It'll be the only 3-phase Anchor one in the UK to integrate with our Anchor battery that's on here. But
watch this
it's not
space.
it's not going very well. So can we
probably because you said you didn't like balcony solar.
I love balcony solar. I just haven't got a balcony.
There
we go.
I learned a fun fact about the Tesla Powerwall and Gateway this week, by the way. You can install it without an earth rod. Did you know that?
I was going to say you've come across one that I've seen some photos of this week, and I didn't know you can install it without an earth rod. No, you might have to give us some more information on that one.
It had a pen fault protection in the gateway.
For the
Have you ever seen that? And no earth rod. So this, bearing in mind, the gateway is for backup, for going off grid when there's no grid supply. So that's yeah. Very interesting, shall we say.
As far as I'm aware, and Adam should be able to back me up on this, and we said we weren't going to get technical on this podcast, but I think we're about to just touch slightly technical.
This
the
is
reason
as technical
you
as it
can't
goes.
use pen fault protect, and I might be wrong, right? So correct me if I am wrong.
Go.
Down there in the chat.
I can't see this chat.
No, I think you've got to be on YouTube.
It doesn't seem to have appeared our end for some reason. It's on the YouTube chat, unfortunately.
You can't use pen fault protection on anything other than an EV charger due to touch voltages on an EV charger being slightly different in the regs than what they are on everything else within BS 7671. He's not.
You've gone too far technical for 7 o'clock at night.
So as far as I'm aware, because I've asked the question before and tried to do the
Yeah.
research into it, of when we were looking at doing hot tub supplies,
Yeah.
and we were divorcing the earth, why can't we put Penfold on them? Because it's the same scenario, electrically speaking. And the answers and the reading that I came up on with it is to do with touch voltages being different for EV charging than every other circuit in the house. Like I say, correct me if I'm wrong.
Is that because the EV sits on 4 rubber tyres? Don't know.
Again, it's we need big brain Mark Allison for it.
Yeah,
I believe that
Definitely.
is right in what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, which is why I was surprised that this Tesla Gateway had Penfold protection and no earth. It does have an earth rod as of today. They actually came back and realised their error and removed the Penfold protection from the Tesla Gateway and put an earth rod in. So
Did you this is good, I'm going to get in trouble for this one. Did you highlight that issue to the installer of that gateway that rhymes with vegetable?
Yes, who very quickly highlighted it with the actual contractor that did it. And in fairness to them, they came straight back out and sorted it. And my only question is, how many others have they installed that way? But I may raise that question. But yeah, I think every party did the right thing in that instance once they'd seen the error and fixed it. So fair play to all parties involved in that. I think there's just a lack of knowledge and education that just needs sharing.
I think not everyone knows everything, do they? At the end of the day,
No, definitely not.
Like I say, I might be completely wrong with what I've said regarding touch voltages.
Yeah, that's definitely something I'd have to look into to confirm that, or just ask Mark, because I'm just.
I love it. I love that it's not Ask ChatGPT or it's just Ask Mark.
It's Ask Mark, yeah. Mark GTVT.
Yeah. So.
Oh, he's in the chat. He's actually, he's actually writing something about it now. So I'll have a read.
There you go. He's gonna know. He's gonna know.
Yeah, he's the man. He's the man in the know.
What is next for Adam SOTA?
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Once you finish being a barista and a influencer fitness guru, where are you going next?
I'm probably going to go underground.
Like a womble.
I don't know. I'm on this, like I said, a journey like we're all on, to be honest. Just videoing everything I've learned. I think the key thing for me, and that I've tried to tell so many people, is how you need to get up to date. And I think, I don't know about you, but I still get contacted by all sorts of marketing companies telling me how they can win me jobs, and
oh yes,
I get companies telling me how they're going to make videos for me and boost my the work generated, and then I say to them, have you researched me, because I make videos. And they're like, well, obviously no, they haven't done that. But it just shows that there's businesses now that are purely dedicated to getting in touch with the likes of us in order to create content, because they know that's how people are looking for services now. So it's key for everyone to get involved in that. And I say this all the time, is the fact that the likes of Checker Trade, exceptionally expensive for what it is, as far as I'm concerned, when you have all of these free platforms to market yourself and build a visual portfolio, because we all like watching videos now. It's so easily done with just a mobile phone. Why not show what you're capable of? Why not show your work, show a little bit about you? And then the way all these algorithms work, as well as I do, if you mention EV chargers in your house, next time you go on Instagram, you're going to see a video of an EV charger. So you need to put yourself in that bubble in order to generate work, as far as I'm concerned. And you can tell me as much as you like, I don't know how to use a computer and I don't know how to use a mobile phone. Well, neither did I 5 years ago, really. you know, but you pick it up and you just give it a go, don't you? And you will generate work from it. There's so many people
Yeah.
who tell me this story about how they do win work through social media. It's there
Oh,
for the
massively.
taking.
Yeah.
It's all there.
Yeah. For me, coming back into the industry, you know, I had a good break out of the industry and came back in, and realistically, I've built everything through social first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, why
Totally.
not?
Yeah.
So, with
Like
regards
for
to
me,
my future is basically I'm just going to keep hammering away, keep throwing videos up there, and all
Yeah.
the rest of it. Some of it's going to stick somewhere, and
Yeah.
we'll see what comes of it.
there we go.
Definitely. Yeah.
We'll have to get you up and onto one of our solar installs, and I've mentioned it to you in the past, haven't I? But we'll have to give you a little bit more notice than a week and try and get
Yeah.
you up to do a solar install with us.
Thing is, I'm really up for that, and I'm really up for going around with any other electrical contractor who may watch this now or in the future, is to come on site with you and do some recording. I can advertise you and your company, and also I can share a lot of information about what you're doing, because the things that I know about you may not know about, which means things that you know about I'm not going to know about necessarily.
Yeah.
So I can ask you
Sharing
the
it.
questions and share that information to people to, you know, dig deep. But it's always the simple questions I find, because we can talk about electrics day and night, all day long, because we have that common ground, and we totally forget that it's just normally really simple answers that people want, and we always go too deep. So I think, you know,
Yeah.
when you're talking about things, I think simplicity rules, honestly.
Yeah, and I suppose
Simplicity and
the
personality.
attention span of people now is that if they're not engaging with something, they'll flick straight to the next one. Yeah.
And when it comes to learning about, if I was making content on solar and battery storage, I know the questions that my customer would ask me is, am I going to get my money back? Can I run my house off this? And if so, how long for, and how much is it going to cost me?
Yeah.
The rest of the information, all the technical stuff, which we may all enjoy talking about, I don't care about.
By the by.
So
Yeah.
exactly that. So it's all about, if you're going to advertise and show your business, hit those key points. And that's what I try and do with my videos, is I say, this is a good charger, this is why, this is what's not so good about this one, etc., etc. This works in this scenario, this is what you need. That's it. Questions answered.
Yeah. Yeah. Almost keep it simple. Back to simple process. Yeah.
Yeah, and if they need a complicated answer, they'll dig for that.
Yeah. And I suppose some people, that's what they use YouTube for, to find the intricacies, to find the little details. I don't know, it might be to find the best product, or the best product for them. They will probably do that research for you, and then go,
Yeah.
well, I need this fitting. You know,
And
this
that's
is what I
it.
want.
And the amount of times I do jobs, and my customers, they've already worked it all out. Right,
They've
I've got
decided
this.
what charger they want. Yeah.
I've got this lady customer. She's gonna let me video it. She phoned me up, absolutely incredible, and she knew, she was talking about kilowatts and amps, CT clamps. She was talking about everything, the chargers, the cable routes. She told me over the phone the meterage, the clips that she wanted installed, everything. She knew
Wow.
the lot, absolute everything. She done the full design for me. All I just
signed
done
it
was,
off.
I'd said to her, she might as well have done the job. It was absolutely incredible.
Wires in there.
But you know, you come across these customers, and they've worked it all out for you. They're not asking you, you know, what should I have and how are you going to do it? They've seen a scenario maybe that I've installed something in, and they've gone, that's exactly the same as mine. And they
Wow.
say, Adam, I watched this video of you doing it this way. It's exactly the same as mine. I've seen you do it, so I know it can be done.
Yeah.
Can you come and do it?
Yeah. It's amazing, really, isn't it? You'd think though, I don't know. Yeah, you'd think people would call you because they want you to work it out, but actually,
problem solving.
the age we're in, people have the time that they want. If it's something they're really interested in, they will sit and watch YouTube for hours and hours and hours.
I think we also forget that, you know, when we were younger, if you wanted to find out something, you went to the library.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Take weeks to find it.
You know, but who does that now? Who even, you know, who goes to the library to find out anything? You just go straight on YouTube or Google, don't you?
Yeah.
So it's just how times have changed. It's just the thing is, it's easy to find information now. Like you say, you can just ask ChatGPT; it will work it all out for you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's honestly, AI is amazing. So going back to my new car that's coming, I asked ChatGPT. Actually, it wasn't Chat. It was Bixby on my Android phone. I said, look at this photo of our DMH van and put them graphics on a Model 3.
Oh yeah.
And it did.
It did. Wow.
And my tiny little mind went,
Oh, that
gone.
works.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Incredible. It'll do anything for you. It's like it's planned my whole life. So I've got my whole life structure. It's all planned out. It's all written down. Thanks, ChatGPT.
Yeah. I think.
What's the future for you guys in social media?
I mean, I'm sort of evolving what I'm doing, but I've got no plans to scale up massively. I don't want to build a bigger team as such. I'm quite happy. I do a lot of obviously subcontracting with others, which gets me out and about. So from that point of view, front end, I don't see a lot of that changing in the near future. Behind the scenes and that, I think more of the education side, getting involved in a bit more of that, just sharing the knowledge, really, sharing that good knowledge. So I think it'll be probably more sort of how to sort of type content, more obviously Mark's doing the Apprentice One-to-One Training Centre, so I'm going to get more involved in the hands-on stuff there of showing other installers the best way to install things on the roofs and that, and probably more of the roofing skills and knowledge. That's where I'm headed. How about you, Dan?
Social media wise, our social media in the last year has changed massively. I think it was something that Adam said earlier. I really rang true for me, is that who are we trying to aim our social media at? It's not the likes of yourself or either of you, to be honest, because what we can do, you are more than capable of going at it. It was aiming our social media at that end user. And it will be for me, it'll be continue to grow our little team here, our DMH, and me try and create the content and run the business and build something where it's like we've had Josh start with us this week, and the one thing I've said is I want to build a place where people want to come to work, because if they want to come to work, the good work follows, and then I can continue to create my little bit of content. So just out of shot down here is actually my laptop uploading 91 video clips from today. So I can focus on the business more and drive that through social media and a personable, like I say, I think I've always said people buy from people, a personable, approachable business that is here for not only solar, battery, EV chargers, heat pumps, everything is a renewables package. So we've even now started with re-roofs as part of the PV stuff, and underfloor heating and floor screening and stuff. So kind of a one-stop shop for if it's heating, hot water, battery, solar, electrical, even air conditioning. I've actually just booked my F-gas course. So we can kind of package all. If it's under the 0% VAT bracket, I want to try and be able to offer it.
I want to offer it as a complete, yeah.
What do you think is the most valuable platform for you?
For me now, it is it'll be a toss-up between probably Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I think for me, Instagram and Facebook are more beneficial because there's so much more content on there than there is on our YouTube. However, as I'm starting to get more content onto YouTube, it'll snowball. And I understand that it will snowball, and if you start YouTube tomorrow with 0 subscribers, 0 views, your first 10 views and your first 10 subscribers will be the hardest 10 to get, without a doubt. Anything after 100, it starts to roll 1,000 then falls into 10,000, falls into 1,000,000, and before you know it, I've got Mr. Beast in a headlock. But your first 10 will always be the best, or the hardest to get, and it's I think something like we said before we went live on here. Nothing will beat hard work for getting anywhere, and putting in the hard miles early doors will be the hard bit for anyone that wants to start with it. I mean, my YouTube and my Instagram ultimately started with me doing that every day and doing Instagram stories and snowballing from there. And then I realized if I turned it 90 degrees,
you can do a bit more long form.
So yeah, that's it really. We'll keep plugging away.
Yeah, good. Hard work beats talent, eh?
That's it. Yeah.
Hard work beats talent. I'm gonna get some DMH socks.
Talking of hard work, actually, are you going down to ELEX, Adam, at Coventry next week?
I am. I will be at the ELEX show on the Thursday this year. I normally go for Friday, but this year I'm going to go for the Thursday. I need to get back.
I'm there. Yeah, I'm there Thursday actually as well. I don't think I'm there Friday, but I am going to be on the Safe Isolate stand. But yeah, if anyone wants to catch up with Adam, he'll be there. That's it. And yeah, I'll be on the Safe Isolate stand, but I'm also sharing some of my experience of doing the Super Rod Happy Electrician Bootcamp, which I started in December last year. And the reference to hard work, and that is, it obviously is a bit of a business course aimed at, expanding your business. But I think go and see, they've got a couple of seminars on. Go and see what we've been up to for the last 9 months. And yeah, I don't think there is any sort of business course out there that is there to make you get rich quick. This is about actually keeping that momentum, keeping you showing up every day and working hard and actually building something. And I can actually see the benefits of where that's helped me. And I'm going to talk more about that when we're there, and along with Mark and Anthony from ALO. And I think there's a few others that are going to be there that have been on this 9-month journey that Malcolm from Super Rod and Mike Jones have been putting out there. And what they're trying to do is help other electricians in the industry. And yeah, so go and have a look at that. Don't think you're going to be at ELEX, Dan, are you? But you will be at Solar and Storage the following, I think it's the week after, isn't it?
Is it?
24th, 25th,
yeah.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
around there. No, yeah. I am not ELEX, but I am at Solar and Storage, yeah.
Is that at the NEC?
Yes, it is, yeah. 23rd to 25th of September. So, yeah.
Is that called, because I saw there was another EV show there. Is that the same?
Is part of it, I believe. I think they've created a section, I believe. I'm sure I saw that. Yeah, I'm sure I saw it somewhere.
I'm going to that.
Right, you're probably at the same show.
Yeah, I'll be there then.
Yeah,
I'll see you there.
Yeah. Have a catch up, look at DIY solar.
That's it. So yeah, get yourself down to ELEX next week. Go and see what we're up to there with both the stands from the Super Rod Bootcamp, and yeah, Safe Isolate. Catch up with Adam, he's there, and then yeah, we'll see everyone at Solar and Storage there. But yeah, thanks again, Adam, for joining us. I really appreciate it. Have you got anything you want to shout out before we go?
Well, I've got one question first of all.
Yeah, go for it.
Dan, where can I get a pair of them cutters?
Everyone asks about these, right? These are unreal. So these are made by Snap-on, and what Snap-on did when you bought the big massive toolboxes from Snap-on, they did these big comedy size tools with it. So there is a big pair of side cutters, there's a big screwdriver, and I think if you look on eBay, these are about 300 quid.
Right, well, if you get a bit of 1.5 twin and earth and strip it with that, mate, you got a viral video.
It'll be on YouTube tomorrow morning.
Yeah. What, you mean like the Spotlight fella? Live Sparks?
Yeah, do that with that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I think the ratchets, because they do a big, massive ratchet as well, I think that's about £1,000 if you can find them.
Oh, wow.
Luckily, I bought these off a mate of mine for 20 quid, but they are worth about 300 odd quid.
What are they made out of? That looks pretty light, or you're super strong?
I'm super strong.
That's it, fair enough.
It's kind of metally hard stuff and plastic. They're of a sensible weight, but they're not massively
About 40 kilos, but you just make it look easy. Yeah.
That's awesome. And also, just a quick shout out for ELEX on the Thursday night. I think it's the ESK meetup curry night. So everyone's going for a curry. So if anyone wants to.
That's on the 11th, is it not?
Yes, the 11th. Yeah, Thursday the 11th. So if anyone wants to meet up with everyone from the ESK group, which I would say if you're in renewables, the ESK group is probably one of the best groups to be in. I don't know if you're in there, Adam. Are you?
I'm not. No.
No, for renewables, it's an awesome resource because you literally put a question in there and then hundreds of people come straight back at you. Have you thought about this?
It's not always the correct answer, I'll point out, but there is an answer.
But an answer in where? Where is this?
So it's a WhatsApp group.
WhatsApp.
Yeah. So it's the ESK, and it started from the Electricians podcast, and that. So I'll find a link and put it in the notes of this video as well. So if anyone's not in there and it covers that. There's groups for everything electrical in there, really, isn't there? But we're mostly in the renewables chat because that's what takes our interest.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's the curry night meetup for anyone who's in there and wants to meet up. So
curry night on my daughter's first birthday. So unfortunately, I'll be at her first birthday.
Of course, yeah, because that's why you weren't there last year.
Why I wasn't there last year. So next year, can we have it on a different night and I can come for a curry?
That's it. But yeah, no, thanks again all, and yeah, we will be back next week hopefully with another interesting.
Thank you very much, Adam.
See you all. Thanks.
Thank you both for having me. I really appreciate your time. So thank you for having me on.
No, it's been really good, really good.